Time to update you on our breaking news this hour here on RT, and that is Russian President Vladimir Putin has announced the end of his marriage. Let's now talk to RT's Marina Kosarova. Marina, this has all happened in the last few minutes, and it was announced on Russian TV live. Yes, and this is something that you don't expect Vladimir Putin to do, especially because we know that he's all about traditional values. He's been talking about that a lot in his recent press conferences, meetings, and this is definitely not something that the Russian public expects. Again, because Russia as a society is still largely conservative, and they are all about traditional values. That's why it came out of the blue. And let's not forget, they've been together for 30 years this year. In fact, they got married in 1983. They have 2 daughters. You don't actually hear much about the daughters or the family itself. And that's why in recent months you didn't see Mrs. Putin at all. So there was speculation already, but this is definitely not something that we expected Vladimir Putin to do. And in the way it was done, a very personal matter being publicly addressed to the nation. How did it happen? How did he tell? They went to a ballet performance. And then after that, they issued a joint statement. In fact, they spoke, as we said, on the Russian state media, and they announced a decision. They said it's a mutual decision. And in fact, we can actually listen to exactly what they had to say.
My job and all my activities mean I'm an absolutely public figure. Some people enjoy this and some don't. But some people are simply incompatible with such a lifestyle. My wife, Lyudmila, has done a 9-year shift by my side. Basically, the decision was mutual.
Like Vladimir said, it was in fact a mutual decision. Our marriage is over because we barely see each other. His job keeps him completely busy. Our children have grown up. They live their own lives now. We all do. I really don't like being in the spotlight. All the constant traveling is difficult for me. We simply don't see each other. And now it all makes sense. Exactly what Mrs. Putin said there. They barely see each other, and we barely saw them together in any of those meetings that Vladimir Putin was attending. We never saw Mrs. Putin. So this has come as no surprise, really, because there's been a lot of speculation in the past about the marriage. Exactly. But again, as we said, this is quite a shock for Russian society, because in recent times, we haven't seen a Russian leader get a divorce. But of course, we do know of the likes of Silvio Berlusconi, Nicolas Sarkozy, and this is something that's abroad. This is something that is quite regular, but not in Russia, and especially not from someone like Vladimir Putin, because he was trying to promote traditional Russian values. But I think the fact that he went on Russian television and announced it, they announced it together, this is definitely a good move. Marina, thank you very much indeed for that. Marina Kosarova live here on RT.